Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Tiberius Dawnbringer, and I am coming back at you with another episode of my little mini-series where I go over the various stones that I use per each particular chakra within the human body while I do my Reiki healing work. Today we're going to be doing the Throat Chakra, and this will probably be a short video because I only actually have 3 stones that I use for the Throat Chakra. So I'm going to go ahead and just get started with this one. So let me get comfortable here. Alright, so the first stone I'm going to go over in this video is called blue calcite. Alright, this is actually a kind of a big piece I have right here. This is actually a palm stone. There are lots of different palm stones out there, but this is the only one I currently have. But this is in its blue calcite form. And palm stones, self-explanatory, people just, it's kind of like it helps calming most of the time, but people could just carry these around in their palm and just take in the energy and the properties of that particular stone. People are focusing on a particular aspect of their life, and they have a palm stone that focuses on that particular thing they want to work on. Then they'll probably carry it around with them. They'll put it in their pocket and carry it. Whenever they feel drawn to just hold it, they will. Women will carry it around in their purses. It's the same thing. You don't always have to hold the stones or crystals in order to receive their benefits. As long as it's within your energetic field, you'll still get the benefits of the stone. But humans, being the way as we are, still being human, we still prefer to physically touch things. We like the feel of things. It's why we have one of those senses. It's one of the ways that humans can enjoy the physical aspects of this reality is through physical touch. Excuse me. So this stone it's mostly associated with the throat chakra, but it also works with the third eye chakra as well. The properties of this stone is that it's calming and soothes frayed nerves. So that's one of the first things I mentioned is people hold these stones to help calm themselves down, to help reduce anxiety. Oh, look at that. Lessens anxiety. That's like its second known property. Promotes physical healing by clearing negative emotions. Makes a lot of sense. And enhances intuition, creativity, and communication. Now, the one thing, even if you don't see it when you're doing a research, or if you come across it somewhere, the reason why stones that are associated with the throat chakra pretty much always have to deal with communication in some way. Making yourself heard, getting your message across. Things of that nature. Throat chakra, it makes sense because that's where our communication comes from. At least for right now, as humans, we communicate through voice, through speaking. It comes out of our throat. You've ever been in a position or situation where you want to say something, but something happens, like the other person gets angry and your words just get stuck in your throat. You can actually feel like there's a lump there or something. Your throat chakra is being pinned down or shut down to where you will not speak. Yeah, throat chakra is a very powerful chakra. Okay, so pretty much all throat chakra stones are going to deal with communication in some way. That's pretty much a given. Promotes physical healing by clearing negative emotions. That makes a lot of sense to me. There's a saying I'm fond of, and I might not be saying it entirely correctly, but how does it go? Holding anger towards another person is like drinking poison and expecting them to die. So what that's saying is what it really means is that when we hold hatred and anger for other people, and like somehow, where it's consciously or subconsciously, we're expecting them to suffer from it in some way. They, even if they do know, it's not really physically affecting them that much, is it? They probably don't even care. And if they don't know, that's even worse, because it's not doing you any good. But holding on to that kind of negative, dense energy, low vibrational energy towards another human being will literally start affecting your physical health and well-being. So it's not a good thing to hold on to this anger you have towards anybody, because it doesn't serve you and it doesn't serve them. It doesn't serve anybody. You know? There's a lot of stories where people who are known as angry people, like their whole lives, they usually die around the age of 55 to 65 because like their heart just gives out. It can't take it. They have a heart attack or a stroke or something like that. It's because they're literally holding all this energy within their physical and energetic body, and over time, over a matter of like years and maybe even decades, your physical body just cannot handle that anymore. I mean, it shouldn't be doing that. It shouldn't be forced to handle that kind of energy. That's not the way physical bodies for humans are built. We're not supposed to be creatures of anger and hatred. We're supposed to be beings of light and love. So you ever hear of people that just, for some reason, they have too much light and love in their hearts and they die of a heart attack because they couldn't handle that kind of stress? You know, that's not the case when it comes to that. So this is a good stone for, you know, clearing out negative emotions. We don't need anger in our lives. It hurts us, it hurts others. There's no justice in it. Let it go. Moving on to the next stone. Blue lace agate. I have two pieces of blue lace agate, and they're both tumbled, so they're smooth. I have this little beauty here. It's egg-shaped. You can see the little lines and patterns and designs in the bottom of it right there. But it's a nice light blue color. And then I got the smaller version of it. Hopefully I can show you enough of it without covering it up with my fingers. But yeah, you can see a little swirl right at the top there. It's all white there, but generally blue lace agate has a light baby bird blue color to it if you want to go that far. But what I like about both of these pieces is that they're small enough to where when I am working on a client and I want to focus on their throat chakra, I will just lay it right there on that spot when they're laying down, of course. And this one, even though it's bigger, it's not like that heavy. It'll fit there. It'll cover the spot and it'll do its work as well. So yeah, it's a nice one. The properties of blue lace agate are as follows. Excellent emotional healing stone. Aids in communication. There is that again. Calms and encourages peace of mind. Aids nervous tension. Helps to express feelings. That's another form of communication. Helps release old negative traumas, usually of the childhood kind. And works well with sound healing. I want to say in a previous video I mentioned something about sound baths. That's pretty much the very example of sound healing. But sound healing that I do, well, you can hear the music in the background right now, right? I will have that kind of music playing while I'm working on a client, and that's to pretty much help. It helps add more to the healing. What I'm trying to do is get my client to relax. In order for the body to heal, we first need to relax. Once the body relaxes, it pretty much just allows itself to start healing. You know? So I provide a relaxing environment for my clients for that specific purpose. I have music playing in the background, soft, soothing music. And as I mentioned before, one of the newest tools I have acquired for my work are the tuning forks. They are associated with each individual chakra, and I have been utilizing those in the past few recent months since I've gotten them. And that's another form of sound healing. And sound baths, if I haven't explained it before, I'll go ahead and explain it again briefly. Sound baths are usually someone who comes in. You can use sound bowls or singing bowls. There's metal versions of it, and there's ones made out of like crystal. Some will even say glass, but most of those are crystal. Metal ones work just fine, but usually during like an actual sound bath experience, the person that is facilitating that event, I've never seen them use metal ones. I've always seen them use crystal sound bowls or song bowls. And I think it's just because, you know, it's made out of frickin' crystals, you know. So you've got this, you know, crystal bowl that itself has all these wonderful properties, and itself has this intelligence about it, and it knows what it's made for, it knows what you're doing, and it just puts out this beautiful, immaculate frequencies that just hit you not only on a physical level but on a soul level. So you're receiving multiple forms of healing at one time. So this, not this one, Blue Lace Agate, yeah. This would work well with sound healing, I guess, if, you know, you're doing a session that you're heavily focused on using sound healing, but you also have crystals like this. Like, I would imagine that they would have like a bunch of these just laying all across the person's body and or around their body while they're laying there receiving the sound healing. In fact, that's a great idea. That's actually something I might get into. I should get into. I would love to have crystal singing bowls. I'd love to be able to do sound baths. That may be one of the next things I try to get certified in, you know, or whatever. But yeah, gonna move on from that one to the last stone on our list, and this is blue onyx. Look at that. You could see the lines and swirls all throughout that thing. And, well, I'm looking at through the camera and through this, and I want to say it's a little bit of a darker blue, but it's a nice deep blue, and I picked this stone specifically for the color itself. Now, this one is, you know, throat chakra, but it's also associated with the third eye chakra. So if, you know, you're wanting to work on both, this will be a great one to help you with that. Or if you're working on third eye, it doesn't hurt if you're using this one as well, you know. Great. There is a hornet or something inside my room, but I'm almost done, so it doesn't matter. So blue onyx. The properties of blue onyx. It helps to overcome laziness and bad habits, enhances mental power, helps balance body and mind, helps to stabilize and focus attention, and protects from negativity. So this one to me has a lot to do with just personal balance and stability. You know, it almost kind of sounds like a grounding stone, you know. But it's over there. I'm not worried about it. It's over there. It's not going to hurt me. It's not going to bother me. But yeah, mental power, focus, helps balance body and mind. So yeah, I guess this would be a good one if, like, say you're in college, you know, you'd probably want like a whole pack of these, like a little pouch that has like 9 or 10 of these in there, and just carry it on you every day. You know, maybe that would help you with your studies and such. But as I mentioned before, all of these stones have something to do with communication. I've worked on plenty of clients who their throat chakras were off balance or counter-rotative or off kilter in some way, just not rotating properly, which generally is clockwise. And I've had some sessions where I'll place like a blue lace agate on the throat, and I will place the blue calcite palm stone into one of their hands and let them hold it during the session. And it just gets that much more work out of it. There's only been maybe like one time where I did all this work on the throat chakra, and afterwards, I check the chakras before I start the session, and I check them when I'm pretty much at the end, just to make sure that they're all in alignment and rotating properly. And if they're not, I'll do a little bit more work. And if it's still off, then I know that there's a lot more deep work that needs to be done there, and I'll try to talk to the client about it afterwards. And the throat chakra has been pretty much the only one where that's happened, where no matter how much work I do to it, it just does not want to rotate properly. So I'll talk to the client afterwards. Generally it has to do with like there's some message that they need and want to get out, and they are not getting it out for whatever reason, usually because of fear, doubt, self-doubt, afraid that they're not going to get heard, or they'll give the message and the person's just, they're not going to take the message like the person wants them to take it. And sometimes you just can't make people hear what you have to say. But I encourage those people to speak up for themselves, to get their message out, to make sure that they are heard. And if they do the work and they stand in their power and they speak their truth, and the recipient of that truth is still just not listening, not getting it, then maybe it's you who's receiving the message that this person no longer serves your highest good. And there's nothing wrong with you, cutting people like that out of your life. I think it's a very healthy habit, and it promotes, personal love and your own well-being. There's nothing wrong with self-care. In fact, I promote that very much. We all need to take time out to take care of ourselves, especially those of us who are just so involved in trying to help others that we do everything we can to ignore our own personal, I don't want to say suffering, but we're just like, no, I'm fine, I'm just going to keep going, I'm fine. No, you're not. You need to start actually listening to yourself. Listen to your own body. And I'm harping on this a little bit right now because I'm talking about communication. All right? You're not just the one communicating with others. People are communicating with you. And your body is communicating with you. When you start listening to your intuition, that's your spirit communicating with you, or your subconscious, or your higher self. But there's a lot that deals with communication on a daily basis all the time. Awake or asleep. When you're asleep, you're receiving communication within your dreams. I know dreams don't always make sense, and we don't always remember them, and we don't always recall having them. But when you do have dreams, in some way that is your subconsciousness trying to sort through situations in your life and just trying to bring up things to your attention, things that we are refusing to address. Speaking on that note, have you ever been in a situation like, usually when you're in some way, shape, or form, you kind of let your guard down, like you're either focused on driving somewhere, or you're in the shower and you're just showering, and all of a sudden this memory pops into your head of an embarrassing moment from when you were younger, and a lot of people just kind of cringe, or like you try to scream it out, like, I don't want to hear it, I don't want to think about it, I mean, it's kind of funny, but in truth, we need to teach ourselves not to react in that way. You know, the reason why that's happening is because it's something that needs to be addressed within ourselves. And when we do the work and address those particular things that's within us, we actually bring about much needed healing. And it's on a deep level that, you know, we don't realize, because we're in this kind of society, we're not taught about these aspects of ourselves. And that's why people like me are around right now. I'm here to help bring awareness to you about these aspects of our humanity, what makes us truly human, so that we can better, you know, live our lives. I'm sure there's more that I can say, but I kind of want to bring it to an end right there. That is my video on the throat chakra stones that I use, and I hope you got something out of it. And I appreciate all of you that are still here, that are paying attention. You clearly clicked on this video because you needed to receive some kind of information from it. And I know that that will in some way lead to you receiving further healing. We all need healing right now. We all need to prepare ourselves for the next phase of human evolution. It's coming soon. It's a big, deep, long topic, and I will get to it in the future after I lay the groundwork with all this other stuff that I am presenting to you right now. So I wish to express my gratitude to all of you for taking the time to exchange energies with me. And I love and appreciate all of you. And I'm going to say goodbye, because whatever this thing is getting closer. I'm going to do everything I can to get it out of my room. So have a good night. Goodbye.